Hi friends, my name is Dennis and welcome to ADAS Nerd. If you're fascinated with advanced driver assistance systems and self-driving technology as I am, you're in the right place. Today we're taking a closer look at 2024 Chevy Equinox EV RS Launch Edition. We'll explore its sensors, architecture, and of course, how Super Cruise fits into the puzzle. Let's get started. But first, why should you even listen to me? I'm a lifelong car geek, and I work in the automotive sensor industry, focusing on networked radar tech. I've spent countless hours working with radars, cameras, lidars, and other sensors. And as if it wasn't enough tech for me, I decided to start this channel to take a deeper, more technical look at ADAS systems that most car channels don't touch. I've been daily driving the 2024 Chevy Equinox EV for about 2 months now. With a 50-mile daily commute, Super Cruise has become my best friend. It got me thinking, which sensors is it using? What sort of hardware does it run on? What exactly is going on behind the scenes? So let's peel back the layers of GM's latest platform to understand this car's brain and the nervous system. Let's start with the basics. The Chevy Equinox EV is built on General Motors' BEV3 platform. Think of it as the skateboard, a dedicated electric vehicle architecture that supports everything from the battery to the wheels. You will also find BEV3 underpinning vehicles like the Cadillac Lyriq, Honda Prologue, and even the infamous Cruise Origin self-driving car. Now, let's talk about the Global B platform, also called the Vehicle Intelligence Platform, or VIP. Unlike BEV3, which is the physical foundation, Global B is the nervous system of the vehicle. It connects all electronic components through CAN buses and Ethernet cables, enabling seamless networking and communication. So to summarize and cut off all the marketing bullshit, BEV3 is the physical chassis or skateboard, and Global B is the central brain and nerves. I hope it makes sense. Alright, let's talk hardware. Global B reduces the number of individual ECUs by centralizing control into fewer, more powerful computing modules. There are two primary processors what I know of. Qualcomm Snapdragon is used in infotainment system and ADAS modules for fast data processing, graphics rendering, and connectivity. NXP S32G vehicle network processor provides real-time processing for vehicle control, gateway functionality, and security. The result? Faster data processing, fewer ECUs, and a more unified approach to controlling everything from infotainment to advanced driver assistance. Now, let's talk about radars and cameras used for Super Cruise. I will skip the 360-degree surround view cameras and ultrasonic parking sensors as they're fairly standard. The most interesting sensor up front is a single Veoneer 1 radar, which is mounted in the front bumper. From FCC filing, we can see that it's a medium-range radar with up to 180 meters of range and an interesting field of view setup. The sensor simultaneously provides two coverage configurations: a short range with wide field of view coverage and a mid-range with more narrow FOV coverage. At first, I thought they were using some kind of mode switching to achieve that, but most likely they're just processing a wider field of view up to 60 meters while narrowing it for longer range. It's a simple design that avoids switching modes that require extra compute. The same radar can also be found in other GM vehicles, and also I've seen it used in Volvo V60 and the new electric Volvo EX30. In the back, we've got two Hella RS5 3A radar sensors, mounted behind the rear bumper cover at approximately 45 degrees. These radars are used to warn driver of the EV vehicle against potential collisions when you change lanes, They also monitor the lane behind and initiate safety measures when a crash from behind is unavoidable. These radars provide rear traffic alert and also safe exit monitoring for the area next to the car doors on the passengers and driver's side, which is very useful for bike lanes. Next to a rear view mirror of the Equinox EV, you'll notice a camera for lane keep assist and the Super Cruise system. It looks like a pretty standard camera that GM is using on a lot of their cars, but I couldn't find any FCC information about the exact specs, so I'm not sure about the field of view, resolution, or HDR. So if you have any info on that, please feel free to comment below, as I'm curious to know what's inside. Inside the cabin, above the steering wheel, you can find an infrared camera, which monitors your facial position and eyes to ensure you're ready to retake control. It's vital for hands-free operation of a Super Cruise and makes super cruising a much more relaxed proposition because you don't have to constantly nudge the steering wheel like in other competing systems. GM's Super Cruise is considered a Level 2 Plus ADAS system. It definitely benefited from Cruise's autonomous driving program, as GM owned about 90% of Cruise's shares before pulling a plug on it in late 2024. But don't expect it to be a Level 3. You still need to be ready to take over anytime, unlike some Level 3 systems that allow you to check out in specific scenarios. Super Cruise only works on certain highways and heavily relies on pre-mapped highways. It uses data from Usher, a subsidiary of DMP. Usher is using custom Ford F-150 mapping vehicles with an interesting sensor array, which I've seen a few times around. I'm going to link a video about Usher below if you're curious how they do mapping for Super Cruise. And I think they also do Nissan's Drive Pilot mapping. So how was my experience with Super Cruise and how does it stack up against the competition? After 2 months, I love it. It makes my 50-mile commute a breeze. Rain or shine, it's usually very consistent. For heavy rain can confuse it a bit. Usually I get a message in the heavy rain what the camera is unable to see lane markings, which is fair. I did disable auto lane change because it was a bit eager to hop into the left lane and hang out there, and we all know how people in California love the left lane. I also avoid the rightmost lane due to constant merges in front of me, as the gap, even on the shortest setting, is very inviting for other cars to merge in front of me. Middle lane, shortest gap distance in the morning rush hour traffic, and I'm all set to go. I would put it below Tesla FSD system because it's limited to pre-mapped highways, but definitely above Ford's Blue Cruise or Mercedes's Drive Pilot system. It's a very good thing to have. One other note about the Super Cruise, I think more expensive front radar makes a slight difference. I previously drove a 2023 Cadillac Escalade with Super Cruise from San Francisco, Bay Area to Las Vegas for CES in 2024. Over 8 hours of highway driving, it felt slightly more robust if I remembered correctly and had fewer disconnects. Maybe it's the Continental ARS 510 radar used on that Cadillac Escalade, or just the vibe of the premium SUV with its big V8. Either way, I noticed a small performance difference, but the Equinox EV still a very good car when equipped with Super Cruise. So what's your take on hands-free driving and current ADAS systems? How would you compare Super Cruise to other competitors? Let me know in the comments below. If you found this breakdown helpful, give this video a like and consider subscribing for more deep dives into ADAS tech. This is Dennis, I'm the ADAS nerd. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.